Welcome. Have a seat. I am happy to see you here again learning more about psychology. But if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Now let's start. Consciousness is a complex and multifaceted concept that has puzzled philosophers, scientists, and everyday people for centuries. At its most basic, consciousness refers to our subjective experience of the world around us. It is the feeling of being alive and aware of one's thoughts, emotions, and surroundings. But despite its fundamental importance to our daily lives, consciousness remains one of the least understood phenomena in the universe. While we have made significant progress in understanding the brain and how it functions, we are still far from understanding exactly how the brain gives rise to consciousness. One theory of consciousness is known as dualism, which posits that consciousness is a non-physical entity that exists independently of the body. According to this view, consciousness is not something that can be explained by the physical workings of the brain, but rather it is a separate entity that is able to interact with the brain and body. Another theory, known as materialism or physicalism, argues that consciousness is a product of the physical brain and can be fully explained by the workings of neurons and synapses. According to this view, consciousness is not a separate entity, but rather an emergent property of the brain. Despite the lack of a definitive explanation for consciousness, there is mounting evidence that suggests that it is closely tied to the brain and its functioning. For example, brain injuries or disorders can often result in changes to consciousness, such as coma or altered states of awareness. Similarly, certain drugs and substances can alter consciousness by impacting the brain and its chemical processes. One of the major challenges in understanding consciousness is the fact that it is a subjective experience. It is something that we can only experience from the inside. This makes it difficult for us to study consciousness directly, as we can only observe the behavior and responses of an individual rather than experiencing their consciousness firsthand. Despite these challenges, researchers are making steady progress in understanding the nature of consciousness. By using tools such as brain imaging and studying individuals with brain injuries or disorders, scientists are beginning to piece together a picture of how the brain gives rise to consciousness. Ultimately, the true nature of consciousness may always remain somewhat of a mystery. But through continued research and scientific inquiry, we may be able to gain a deeper understanding of this elusive and fundamental aspect of human existence. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions for future content, please don't hesitate to comment and reach out.